What's going on, everyone? So free agency is today. And the Lakers, I hope, had a real long talk with LeBron James because the Lakers need to know what is LeBron's plan here, right? Because here's the thing. Depending on what LeBron wants to do, depends on what direction the Lakers go. Obviously, the Lakers probably want to win regardless, but if LeBron is like, hey, I want to be traded unless you get this clear-cut contender, which is not going to be super easy to do. Right? And even if they can, there's still no guarantees, right? And what is in LeBron's mind viewed as a clear cut, right? If the Lakers go get Nick Claxton and Andrew Wiggins and then, sign a Clint Capella, is that enough in LeBron's mind to go, yes, we are a contender, we're one of the best teams? Or is it something where he's like, oh, I still don't know, right? Like, what version of this team does LeBron want to keep around? And does it make sense for the Lakers to do so, right? Because if he's like, I want, all these guys and trade all these, and it's just like, that doesn't make any sense, it doesn't add up, then you need to go, all right, let's work on a trade for you, right? If LeBron wants to be traded, then we need to know before we get into free agency. For example, right, there's only so many teams that make sense for LeBron. Also, LeBron has a no trade clause, so he can dictate where he goes. One of the teams that makes a ton of sense is the Cleveland Cavaliers, right? Cleveland, in order to land LeBron, probably trading Darius Garland and Jared Allen, right? That's probably what the trade would be because it's the only way, they have to get to salaries and all that stuff, and you probably have to get a third team involved, but it's easy. You could just throw like a Shake Milton or something to somebody to balance it out, and it's Cleveland can throw in a second or whatever, and then the team can just wave Shake. Like, that's not the hard part, right? Also, does the team have to take Bronny? Because that could change things too. But point is, let's say the Lakers land Darius Garland and Jared Allen, right? If I'm the Lakers, I look to move Darius Garland because you have Luca and Austin Reeves, so Garland makes no sense. But at least he's a young player that teams would want, that maybe you can work some out. Maybe you're even sending him in a third team to get some other piece. Whatever. We'll figure it out, right? But the reason I bring that up as an example is because if the Lakers get Jared Allen, right, then it makes no sense to go trade for another starting center. But if the Lakers don't know LeBron wants to leave, and let's say the Lakers go trade for a Nick Claxton, right, and unload what they have to unload to go get him, because it's like, hey, we need a starting center, and now you have Nick Claxton. Let's say you go sign Clint Capella the first day of free agency today. So let's say they sign Clint Capella, and then they go trade for Nick Claxton, and then you get to the trade, and then LeBron's like, I want out of here. I want to go to Cleveland. And the only path that makes sense is a Jared Allen and Darius Garland. Then now you have to look to trade both of them because it doesn't make sense to bring it. Or you need to find somebody to take Nick Claxton. But I think more teams would probably take Jared Allen than Nick Claxton. Right? So now you're in this position to where it's like, dude, we just did all this stuff that didn't make sense for us because, we're trying to build a team for you and now you wanted to leave. Right? Where is LeBron's head at? You need to find out, is he leaning more towards trade or staying, right? This could just be a pressure tactic, sure. He might stay regardless. But what I'm saying is, if you're the Lakers, you cannot afford to sell the last of your assets that you have, give up everything to now go get 2 or 3 pieces, get some veteran guys that are like, hey, these guys really make sense alongside a Luca and LeBron, right? Like Andrew Wiggins makes a ton of sense right now because it's like, hey, you get that versatile athletic 3. But again, he might not make as much sense if you get off of LeBron. You might want somebody younger, right? You might want somebody different, but you're trying to balance the now and the future, right? So you're trying to try to get a guy cheaper. But if you go and get it, now it's like, okay, now we got Andrew Wiggins, we're paying him all this money. And if LeBron leaves, it might be better to keep your books clean, right? And you're not out of the woods with Luca, right? So again, you let LeBron, you do all these moves, you make all these trades, and LeBron wants to be traded now. So now you get off of LeBron, and now you're kind of stuck in this position where it's like, well, we would have been a contender with LeBron, but now LeBron's gone, so now we're not a contender anymore. And now, now Luca's like, I don't want to stay here. You got to pay these guys the next 3. It's going to take us 3-4 years to get to where we go. And now you lose Luca because of it, right? The Luca trade was unexpected, right? I would love to keep LeBron. I really want to see what is a full season of LeBron and Luca, especially a rejuvenated, healthy, ready to go Luca. What does that look like, right? I'm really excited to see what that looks like, right? But you don't want to lose Luca to appease LeBron. It doesn't make sense. Even if you love LeBron, even if you're a big LeBron guy, it makes no sense for the Lakers to risk losing Luca for LeBron, right? Big LeBron guy. Talked about, I believe he's the GOAT, right? I am very high on LeBron James, but I'm also real, right? Like, I'm not like I criticize LeBron all the time when he plays poorly. I understand situations. Just because I like LeBron doesn't mean that I'm a Laker fan first. Right? I'm a Laker fan. I'm not one of those LeBron guys that came to Lakers because it's LeBron. No, I was a Laker fan before. I'll be a Laker fan after, right? And as much as I love LeBron, if it doesn't make sense for the Lakers, then it's time to move on. I don't want LeBron to move on. I know a lot of people think like, oh, Lakers will never win without LeBron. I disagree. I think Luca and LeBron have that potential if you get the right pieces around them where good luck, right? Good luck beating the Lakers, right? And again, if you get the right pieces, like that's the thing. But, the Lakers, my fear is that LeBron is going to teeter this line for the Lakers. And the Lakers are going to make a bunch of moves because they're going to think that, oh, LeBron's going to stick around. Like, these are the moves that are great. And they might be great moves, right? Again, if they got Andrew Wiggins and Nick Claxton, right, or something like that, and then go sign to, Clint Capella, and then can you get a DeAnthony Melton in free agency? I think the Lakers are a contender. I think you solved all your issues. I'd still honestly try to trade Austin Reeves, but, again, if you do something like that, I think that that's a contender. Most people, I think, would be like, yeah, Lakers are probably going to be pretty good. They're probably going to be a contender. But does LeBron think that? Does LeBron look at that and go, ugh? Also, the Eastern Conference is so wide open. Like, if I'm LeBron, there's no way, and I've made a video on this channel about it. If I'm LeBron, there is no way I'm not looking at the East going like, I might be able to walk to the NBA Finals, right? Like, no Boston, no Indiana. New York is very beatable, right? Like, if I go to Cleveland, we're going to be the best team in basketball again. I would be the veteran and difference maker, but I also wouldn't have to be the guy. I'd still have Evan Mobley, still have Donovan Mitchell, right? They just got Lonzo Ball. They just, they got DeAndre Hunt. Like, they have still deep team. They have Sam Merrill. I think they just re-signed Sam Merrill. Like, they have a deep, versatile team I can go to, and I could easily be the difference maker, and we could walk to the NBA Finals as long as everyone's healthy. We're walking to the NBA Finals, and then that gives me the best chance to win, right? Is that in LeBron's head? Because it's got to be. There's no way LeBron's not looking at the Eastern Conference right now, going like, I've always owned the East. I'd still be one of the 3 best players in the Eastern Conference, if that, right? Like I go to the East and make some magic happen, get back to the final. If I win a championship, right, with Cleveland again, then all of a sudden, people are going to remember that, have my send-off, right before LeBron left. He won a championship for Cleveland one last time, right? Got a bunch of young guys and Donovan Mitchell and guys NBA championships. Just saying, Lakers need to find out. Lakers need to have that conversation with LeBron James. You have to, and I mean have to, figure it out. But let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments. As always, this is a discussion. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me out. So we enjoy these types of videos. Truly appreciate it. Not subscribe channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Thank you.